In the vast expanse of the Indian Ocean lies a small flat island known as Tromelin. Once called the Isle of Sand, this remote islet is situated about 500 kilometers north of Réunion and 450 kilometers east of Madagascar. It measures about 1.7 kilometers in length and 700 meters in width, covering a total area of approximately 1 square kilometer. Today, it stands uninhabited, but its history tells a harrowing tale of survival and neglect. On July 31, 1761, the French ship L'Outil, a frigate of the French East India Company, was en route from Madagascar to Mauritius, carrying 142 French crew members and 160 enslaved Malagasy people. Despite the illegality of slave trading in the region, the ship embarked on this clandestine voyage. Navigational errors, compounded by conflicting charts, led the vessel to crash onto the coral reefs surrounding Tromelin Island. The wreck was catastrophic. While the crew and about 60 enslaved individuals managed to reach the island, many of the enslaved confined below decks perished. Stranded on this barren land devoid of fresh water and vegetation, the survivors faced dire circumstances. They salvaged materials from the wreckage, dug a well for water, and subsisted on turtles and seabirds. Captain Jean de Lafargue, overwhelmed by the disaster, lost his sanity and was replaced by his first officer, Barthélemy Castellan Duvernay. Under Castellan's leadership, the crew constructed a makeshift vessel using parts from the wreck. After 2 months, Castellan and 122 crew members departed, leaving behind the Malagasy survivors with a promise to return. Back in Mauritius, efforts to mount a rescue were thwarted by the ongoing 7 Years' War and bureaucratic indifference. War with England was raging and no ship could be spared for a humanitarian mission. The plight of the abandoned slaves faded from public memory. Despite the odds, the Malagasy survivors exhibited remarkable perseverance. They built shelters from coral stones, crafted clothing from bird feathers, and maintained a fire using wood from the wreckage, a vital source of warmth and hope. Over the years, many succumbed to the harsh conditions, but a small group endured. At last, on November 29, 1776, 15 years after the shipwreck, the French ship La Dauphine, commanded by Ensign Jacques-Marie Boudin de Tromelin, arrived at the island, which would later be named after him. They found 7 women and an 8-month-old child, survivors of a 15-year ordeal. The child was baptized Jacques Moïse, and his mother, Semiavou, was renamed Eve. The French authorities granted them freedom, but the survivors chose not to return to Madagascar, opting instead to remain in Mauritius. Centuries later, between 2006 and 2013, archaeological expeditions uncovered remnants of the castaways' lives, stone structures, cooking utensils and tools, all testaments to their ingenuity and determination. These findings have shed light on a forgotten chapter of history. Tromelin Island remains uninhabited, a remote patch of sand and coral in the Indian Ocean. A small meteorological station, operated by rotating French personnel who arrive via a rudimentary airstrip, is the island's only sign of human presence. The story of Tromelin Island serves as a poignant reminder of the resistance of the human spirit and the importance of remembering those whom history has overlooked. Tromelin is not just an island, it's a memory the ocean refused to drown.